Yeah, Myron, I was just curious, just generally how things working out on the offensive line. How do you guys feel like you guys are progressing?
I think we've come a long way this spring. We made some big strides and improvements. At the start of the spring, we set out to become a more physical offensive line. And I think we definitely made major strides in that aspect of the game.
Curious about some of the young guys behind you. I know Marcus Henderson's been working behind you, and then Atakias has been out a little bit, and then Ray Curry and Jalen St. John. What have you seen from the young guys?
I think from the young guys, especially Henderson and Jalen St. John and Curry, I think they've all made great strides this spring. They're working on their technique. They're learning the offense. They're just becoming smarter football players, and it's just going to only help them on the field.
Thank you.
Tom?
Hey, Myron, wondering how you feel like you're holding up, and if you're still at 325, and if you're holding up at that weight, just how it's gone.
It's been good. Right now, I'm kind of jumping from like 25 to 27 every few days or so. So it's been good, though. It's been good. I've gotten used to it, I feel like. And I feel like it's just only going to help me being at that weight this season.
I was curious about how the run game has looked to you during spring ball, what Traylon and the top backs have looked like, and if you feel like you guys have made some strides there.
Yeah, I think we've made some strides there. Our backs, especially Traylon and all the other guys, they're hard runners, and they're going to give you everything they got every snap that you play. So I think that's only going to help us. They're tough runners. They run through contact. They're good.
Scotty?
Hey, Myron, what would you say right now the offensive line is pretty good at as a whole, and what do you think could stand some improvement still?
As a whole, I say we've gotten a lot better at running the ball this spring. I say that's probably one of our biggest improvements. At the beginning of spring ball, we emphasized physicality, and I think that's helped us in our run game this spring. Somewhere to improve in, I think our technical aspects, we've just been working this whole spring. We've been working to improve them, just the tiny things that can get us beat, whether that be in pass protection or in run blocking.
And maybe some personal points of emphasis for you this spring to step up your game. Do you know where you would like it to be?
Personal points, I would say from a technical aspect, I'm just trying to work on hand placement, my eyes, like my reads of the defense before pre-snap, and just footwork at this weight. I got to get back to just moving quick how I used to, but that's about it.
Hutch?
Myron, I know one of the points of emphasis for the defense this spring has been getting more of a pass rush. I didn't know what you kind of thought of how the defense has improved in that area.
I think the defense has done a great job this spring in pass rush. They really give us a good look every rep that we're out there, especially with the drills that we incorporate into practice. I feel like the defense gives us a great look for things that are going to come this fall.
Is there anybody in particular, any of the ends that give you more problems than others that are really tough to block?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the upperclassmen like Zach Williams, Eric Gregory, those guys, they come to work every day. They're hard workers. They're not going to give up on a play. So that just means you got to come and bring your A game every time.
Nate?
Just Myron, individually and then as a team, what do you look for to get out of the spring game Saturday?
Individually, I just look to show what I've been working on this whole spring, just technical aspects, improvements. And as a whole, as a team, we just want to put on a good performance, show what we've been working on, just polish everything up in the run game, pass game, and just show that we're ready to compete this fall.
Also, as far as just having a true running quarterback like you have this year with KJ and Malik, is it different? And is it kind of frustrating with the quick whistles for scrimmages to know just how well you all have done blocking for him?
Sometimes I could say it's frustrating, but not really. We kind of gotten used to it since Malik and KJ like to run a lot, but I feel like it's going to be good for us. It just gives us another aspect of our game to open up our offense. So,
Thanks.
Dudley.
Obviously, y'all didn't get a chance to have spring practice last year. How much farther do you feel ahead this year, having been able to go through these practices?
I think having a spring ball is a major tool for any player, especially if they're working on individual gains. I know last year we didn't have it, so we couldn't work on certain stuff, but I feel like this year it's really helped us as a team. This spring ball, like I said, we've been working on becoming physical, and we've done that this spring, and we've proved it. We also been working on technical stuff, hands, our pass protection, our run blocking, all that type of stuff. But I feel like having a spring ball definitely helps this whole team.
All right, we got time for a few more. Tom?
Dudley kind of got my question about getting a spring in, but I'll kind of bring it forward a little. What was it you think that not having spring that allowed you guys to start off the way you did? I mean, win 3 games. I think you surprised a lot of people the way y'all came out of the gates.
You said what about not having a spring?
Yeah, but because you didn't have a spring, and yet you go into fall and you play well against Georgia, and then you start getting wins. What do you think allowed you guys to start out that way?
I just think it was a mentality. I mean, we didn't have that spring ball, so we know, especially coming out, we had the hardest schedule last year, and coming out and playing Georgia game 1, we know it's not like going out and playing some other team that, that's not the same caliber, but we know playing Georgia, you got to come and bring your A game. You don't want to get embarrassed out there, and we sure brought our A game, and we're fighters. That's all it is. We're just fighters.
Thanks, Myron.
Yeah.
Last one, Trey.
Myron, when did you know that you were going to come back for your extra senior season, and how did that decision-making process play out? Why did you come back?
I'll say I probably knew. I say it's probably a little while. It was a little while after the season. I didn't really know right away because going into the season, I had my mindset that I was gonna leave and enter the draft and this and that. But I say a little bit after the season, after sitting down and talking with coaches about what's best for me and my best interests, I decided to come back.
All right, that'll wrap us up with Myron. Thanks, Myron.